Welcome to the second part of the video lecture on estimation of missing rainfall data. So here in this lecture, we will check whether the rainfall data is consistent or there is some inconsistency in the data set. So for that purpose, we will use what is known as the double mass curve. So what is the cause of inconsistency of the rainfall data records? One thing is, as I have mentioned in the first part, is the shifting of the rain gauge. The second thing is the change in the ecosystem. And the third thing is the occurrence of the observational error. So this thing I have discussed in the first part of the lecture. So the assumption of this double mass curve method is that if the data is consistent, it should follow the same trend over a number of years compared to the other station in that area. Say you want to check whether the data in station X is consistent or not. So what you will do, the first thing you will do is you will select around 5 to 10 base stations which are nearby this station X which you would like to check for inconsistency. Once you've done that, you have to take the average value of all these neighboring stations. Then you arrange the rainfall data in this X station as well as the average value of those neighboring stations in reverse chronological order. That means from the recent data to the old data. Suppose if you have data from 1901 to 2015, so you have to arrange from 2015 onward. So we will discuss this in detail in the coming slides. Once you're done with this, you have to calculate the accumulated rainfall in this station X as well as the accumulated rainfall in this neighboring station. Once you calculated the accumulated rainfall, then you plot between these two and check whether there is a consistency in the data or not. If there is an inconsistency in the data, we should correct the data by some factors. So let us discuss in detail about this in the next slide. So here you see that we have plotted the data on x-axis, the accumulated annual rainfall of all the neighboring stations, and on y-axis the accumulated annual rainfall of that X station where we want to check whether it is consistent or not. So as per this assumption, it should follow a straight line. However, we saw at some point this straight line deviate. That means there is an inconsistent of data at this particular point, of time. So in that case, you have to correct that data. That data you have to correct it by this formula. So the corrected rainfall data PCX is nothing but the rainfall in that period PX multiplied by the slope of these two rainfall data. That is the original slope of the mass curve, and MC is the corrected slope of the double mass curve. So let us solve an example so that all this thing will be more clear to you. So you are given an annual rainfall data for station N as well as the average annual rainfall value for the group of 10 neighboring stations around this station M from the year 1950 to the year 1979. So your task is to test the consistency of the annual rainfall data at station M and correct the record if there is any discrepancy. Then once you corrected it, then estimate the mean annual precipitation at that station M. So in column number 1, you have the year, that is from 1979 to 1950. So we have to arrange the data in this order, that is from the recent data to the old records. Since the recent data as per the data given to us is 1979, hence we we'll start the calculation from 1979. The column number 2 refers to the given annual value of rainfall data in station M. So the annual rainfall value of this station M in 1979 is 612 mm, in 1978 is 426 mm, and so on and so forth. Column number 3 refers to the accumulated rainfall data of this station M. That is, in 1979 it is 612, in 1978 it is 1038, which is nothing but the addition of 612 plus 426. Likewise, to get the accumulated rainfall of the other year, you'll have to keep on adding in this way. Column number 4 refers to the annual average rainfall data of the 10 neighboring stations, which is the data which is given to us. And column number 5 is the accumulated rainfall data of this 10 neighboring stations. That is, in 1979 the rainfall data is 588, in 1978 we got as 988, which is nothing but 588 plus 410. So in this way you'll keep doing the same calculation till you get the accumulated rainfall up to 1950. So once you have the accumulated rainfall of the station M as well as this 10 neighboring station, so we will plot these two columns, that is column number 3 and number 5, as shown in the next slide. So once you plot the column number 3 versus column number 5, you will see that there is a slight deviation of the rainfall data after the year 1968. Because as per as assumption of this method is that if the data is consistent, there should not be, then it should follow a straight line. Here, however, we found that there is a slight deviation. So now you will calculate this column number 6, that is the adjusted value of PM, which is nothing is that you have to take the ratio of these two slopes multiplied by the precipitation value at the station M. These two slopes will get from the previous curve. For instance, if you look at the previous curve, one of the equation is y equal to 1.0295x plus 12.48, which is nothing but mx plus c. So m is the slope. Likewise, you will get the other slope, that is 0.8779 if you look from the graph. So once you get this slope, you take the ratio of these two slopes multiplied by the rainfall value, then you will get this adjusted value. Then finally you will get this column number 7. Once you get this column number 7, that is the final value of the corrected rainfall data. So this is how you find out the inconsistency of the data and corrected it. So hope you understood. Thank you.